All right, I've got top of the hour, so we'll get started. My name is Tonya, and this is an all levels comeback yoga class. We are here for 45 minutes, and Comeback Yoga is a nonprofit organization in Denver, Colorado. We offer classes in person and online. So if you haven't had a chance to see us in person, you can visit us online at any time, 24 hours a day, no matter where you are in the world. And I welcome each and every one of you to this Comeback Yoga All Levels class. So whether you are new, beginner, or you have experience, this is a good class just to kind of jumpstart your day. The props or tools that we'll be needing for today include maybe a blanket or a towel, a large bath or beach towel. And if you want to go ahead and grab that, and I'll just continue just describing a little bit more about the class today. Like I said, we're here for 45 minutes. We start out with a little bit of breathing exercises. We do some stretches and warm up on our back. And then we'll be doing one or two standing poses and then back down onto the ground for final stretch and relaxation. So, what's most important is that you are familiar with your own surroundings, you feel secure, and you get familiar with my surroundings. So I've got a basket on this side of the room and then my plants on the other side of the room. So I'll be referring to the side of the room as the plant side and then the basket side. Um, so if you would position your mat so that it's running the long side facing the screen. That way, when I'm referring, we can be sort of mirroring one another. And then that way you can hopefully most of the time see me as I won't be really turning away from the screen so that you can see me the entire time. So, unless you have any questions or would like to share something in the chat, I think we'll go ahead and get started. So, we're going to start by taking the blanket or the towel, and so depending on how long your towel or blanket is, you can fold it into opposite into a way that ends up being about as long as your torso, maybe a little bit longer. So you might have to fold it once or not fold it at all, depending on the length of it. And then we'll take that length and we'll roll it. So now we have kind of a tube like, and we might end up folding over 1/3, the upper third of the towel or the blanket. And we're going to place this on the mat underneath our back. So I'll show that here. So essentially, you'll lay the blanket or the towel down like so on your mat. And we're going to come down onto our back, onto that towel or blanket. So you're going to have it kind of tucked right up, right near your back. And then as you come down, you're going to have to adjust as you need. But as you come down, then you can fold that last third so that your head is slightly elevated, like so. We'll take the arms out to the sides, kind of forming like goalpost arms. Walk your feet in and bend your knees. Let your knees come together. And we'll take about 2 minutes just to open up and you can have your eyes closed or open, allowing your breath to flow in naturally, allowing it to be a regular sensation, regular flow and ebb. If the arms are not touching the floor, you can bring your arms out more to the sides, straight out to the sides, or down alongside your hips, whatever feels the most comfortable in your body. So while we are going to be maybe challenging ourselves at some point in the practice today, it's important to move to a point of challenge where there's effort, but then also to regulate your breath as to regulate any of the discomfort or pain that comes with some of the movements. Not to say that those movements will cause you pain, but just to be um, aware and take note and to use the breath to regulate the sensation. We'll just take a couple more moments here, breathing in through the nose if your sinuses are clear, feeling the full width of your body, the width of your lungs, the ribs, your torso. And as you breathe out, start to feel that ebb and flow, the expansion and the contraction of your breath. Feeling your breath rise, your chest rise, your torso rise, your belly rise. And then exhaling, feeling that slight contraction and depression. Feeling the backside of your body, breathing in, might feeling it against that blanket or towel. As you breathe in and feeling again, a slight release as you breathe out. We'll take 3 more breaths here. So as you see and feel and sense all dimensions of your torso, all dimensions of your breath, the front, the sides, the back. Breathing out 2 more times. Breathing in the width, the depth, the length, and breathing out 1 more time. Good. And then we'll go ahead and bring the arms down to our sides and roll just enough off to this side to place the blanket under your head and face the screen. So you might need to make it a little bit thicker. And coming onto your side with the arms out in front of you. Knees are stacked and bent. So creating some space for your shoulder so you're not crunching the neck. We'll take the top arm, bring it towards the screen, and then up overhead. Bring it down next to your hip, and then bring it forward, up, and back. You can add some head movement here. Forward, up, and back. 1 more time. Forward, up, and back. And then just let your arm rest onto your hip. And taking your top hand and press up slowly. Taking your time, we'll come up to a seated position before we do the second side. So you can take your, cross your ankles, bring your hands onto your shins or to the knees. And inhale, lengthen, draw yourself forward. Exhale, round, hold on to your legs, lean back. Inhale, draw yourself forward, lifting your chin, exhaling and drawing yourself back. 1 more time, inhaling and exhaling. Last one. and then coming back to neutral and pause for just a moment just to kind of sense any thing going on in your body, warmth, tingling, any sensations you might pick up on. All right, we're going to come to our other side. So, taking that towel or blanket and placing it under your head. Taking your legs out in front again, knees bent, stacking the shoulders at the hips. Bring your top arm forward and up towards the ceiling and behind. And bring it forward and maybe up next to your ear and behind. Adding the head movement. And then bringing your arm either alongside your hip or out in front. And pressing up again to that seated position once again. If you want to sit on the blanket or towel, you could. Crossing the ankles once again. And this time we'll bring the hands in front of the chest. Press those palms lightly together. And then take a big inhale, maybe lift your chest. And on your exhale, bring your arms forward round your spine. Tuck your chin. Inhale, arms go out wide, send your chest forward. And exhale, bring your arms forward and palms together. Hands coming to your heart as you inhale and sit up tall. Exhale, bring your arms towards the screen, maybe knees lifting. Inhaling, arms going out. Exhaling, arms forward. Without thinking, just breathe, hands to heart. And again, just without thinking, just let the natural flow of your breath come in and out. Last round. And now turning to the basket, bring your hand onto your knee and your other hand behind, and then look over your shoulder towards the wall behind you, away from the screen. And just breathe naturally. And then come back through, and we'll go to the other side. Maybe taking a look at the wall behind you, past your shoulder, maybe to the plant. Good. And then come back through center. Take just a moment to kind of get your bearings. And then we'll take our towel or blanket and unroll it and just fold it in half again so that it's a little thicker. And place it under your knees, and we'll come to stand on the knees. And then taking your leg out to the side, the leg that's closest to the plants, coming into a side bend. So bringing your arms out about parallel with the floor. And then on your exhale, reach towards the plant and reach your top arm up, taking a side bend. And come back up and lower your arm down. Arms come out into that T again. Reach towards the plant, side bend, over towards the plant. And back up, open, lower your arms. One more time. Inhaling, arms out. Exhaling, reach and up towards the ceiling. And back up and lower down, bringing the knees under the hips. Take just a moment, standing on the knees, and then take your other leg out to the side. All right, inhaling, arms going out. Exhaling over to the side. Up and down. Inhale, reach up and over. Just breathing naturally and down. Last one. Good. And bringing your knees under your hips. And this time we'll turn towards the short edge of the mat, your heels lifted, and come back onto the heels. You can have your hands out in front, maybe under the shoulders. You can bring your knees a little wider. And now from here, we're going to come into a forward fold. So lifting up and can walk your hands back to your feet, maybe removing the blanket off to the side. And maybe there's a slight bend in the knees, nodding your head forward and back. And dropping the hips a little, hands onto the legs, look forward. Take just a moment to get your bearings. And then press down into your feet and come to stand. And take just a moment. Notice your feet. Excuse me. You can rock forward and back, sensing the bottoms of your heels, the bottoms of the toes, lifting up onto the toes and back down onto the heels, onto your toes and onto the heels. Toes and heels. All right. And turn to face the screen, taking a wide stance. So kind of heel toeing the feet out so your legs are wide, toes pointing towards the long edge of your mat. We'll do a similar shape in what's called triangle. So hands onto the chest, elbows out. Open both arms so they're parallel towards the floor, and then turning your foot towards the basket. So whole leg turns out. Reach out through the arms. Notice your fingertips. Notice your toe tips. And then reach towards the basket. Keep reaching. And then bring your hand down onto your shin or to your thigh, reaching your top arm up. Keep reaching up. It might even come down a little bit. Maybe hand sliding down to the ankle or to the shin. From this position now, bend your knee and then tick-tock the arms. Come into warrior two. So nice and long. Reach out through the arms. Relax the shoulders. Push down into your feet. Straighten up the legs and release your arms. Bring your hands in front of your chest. If you felt like that was a little too long, like unstable, then heel toe those feet in a little bit. That's at least what I experienced. All right. So here we go. Taking the arms out, second side, turning your whole leg outward so your toes pointing towards the plants. Get really strong and through those feet. Inhale, reach towards the plant. Keep reaching till you just cannot reach anymore. Push down into your feet and then bring your hand to your leg. Top arm comes up and maybe slide your hand down a little bit or a lot. Push down into your feet. We're coming into that warrior now. So just a little bend, start to lower and open up the arms. Good. Feel the strength, those legs, as you push down and bring your hands to your heart. Turn your leg forward. We'll take a little bit of an upright, even slightly backward. Maybe look up to the ceiling. And then bend your knees. As you bend your knees, turn your heels in slightly and come down into a goddess squat. Push down into both feet. Feel those legs engage, muscles engage. Push down into your feet. Straighten up those legs, coming into a 5-pointed star. Arms going out wide. Notice the fingertips, maybe even rub the fingertips together, touching toes to the ground. And expand your fingers and then contract. Expand and contract. Expand and contract. Good. Release those arms down. Grab opposite shoulders. Bend your knees back into that horse stance or goddess. Push into your feet. And rise. Open the arms. And let's change the cross of the elbows. Other elbow comes on top. And come down again into those legs. Now release hands down to the ground. Bring your knees down. And we're going to come into child's pose. So your toes come towards one another. Your hips move back towards your heels. And walk your arms forward. Bringing your forehead down, maybe to the ground or to that blanket or pillow or towel. We'll take 3 more breaths here. Big inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. And slowly bring yourself up. And we'll move our weight off to the side. And straighten out the leg closest to the screen. And here we're actually going to sit up on the towel or the blanket. So your leg is forward. And then take your bent knee and drop it out to the side. If that bothers your knee, then you can bring your foot forward or elevate your knee on a pillow. We'll put just a little bit of a bend in that straight leg, so it's no longer straight. Reach both arms up overhead. And then on your exhale, reach forward towards your foot. You might even grab a hold of your foot with the knee pressing against your chest. And get really long. And then tuck your chin slightly. And from here, you might kind of slide your foot forward and keep your chest and your leg close together. So get really long. Pull yourself forward and down. Expanding the upper back. With the inhale and the exhale, draw yourself longer. One more breath. And release. Good. Press down into your heel as you rise, and we'll change sides. Leg going forward, foot in, and there we go. So, kind of keeping that leg in front of your hip here. Little bend, reach up with the arms, and exhale, reach forward and down. And take two more breaths here. Big deep breaths, releasing tension along your sides, your back, and your hips. Last one. And then rising all the way up. Well done. Okay. So from here, we'll bring our feet together. Can grab a hold of the shins or the knees, or bring your hands behind you to give your spine a little bit of support, kind of pressing the feet together, coming into this butterfly position. Feet pressing, knees widening, spine tall and lifted. Or you can also grab your ankles or your feet. And if you like, and if it feels all right, maybe come a little bit more forward. And lengthen on up. All right, one more seated position here. So, still up on your towel or blanket, take your legs out into a wide position. And again, maybe pressing to the floor behind you to sit really tall. And just check in there, see how that feels. You might start to come forward. You might bring the hands on the lap or the shins and start to lengthen as you come forward. Use your hands for support. And we'll come all the way back up. That's good. And bring one leg in. Come off of your towel and then maybe bring it behind you for your head for later. So, from your upright position here, legs forward, we're just going to hold on to this for just a moment. Get really tall. Engage the legs. You might even press down to the floor next to your hips and push down slightly. Push down. You can make a fist even and push down, lift the hips. Push down, lift the hips. Push down and lift the hips, and then come down. So we're sitting really tall, chin slightly tucked, legs strong, and core engaged. We call this staff pose. Take two more breaths here. Good. And then bend your knees, maybe bring your butt a little bit more forward. Grab the backs of your legs. This time we're going to round our spine. So tuck your chin and roll on down. Nice and easy. As you come down, bring one leg with you and bring that knee into your chest. Maybe you landed right on that towel or blanket. Maybe you don't need it. So keeping your knee in for just another breath or two. And then we'll straighten the leg to the ceiling. Hold on to the back of your leg, maybe up higher. You decide what's available without strain. So, if you start to notice that you're building a sweat across the brow or anywhere, maybe back out a little bit. I want to reconsider that regular and smooth breath to help regulate the sensations that we're experiencing in our bodies. Now take your leg across, away from the screen, and you might roll all the way onto your side. Maybe your knee is bent. And then come back through center, straighten out that leg, and let's switch sides. Other knee coming into the chest. And then leg to the ceiling. And then taking your leg across your torso to the opposite side, maybe coming all the way down onto your side. Opening your back arm. You may look to the leg or opposite of your leg. And come on back through center. And place that foot down. Both feet walk in. Lift your hips up just for a little bridge and then back down. Let your knees fall together and turn your head to one side. And turn your head to the other side. And bring your head back to center. Just allowing yourself now to get comfortable. We'll be here for about 10 minutes. So if there's another posture that you need in your body, or if you'd like to be sitting up, maybe lying on your side, just getting comfortable. So I'll lead you through a guided meditation in about a minute. So I'll let you get set up in a way that you could sustain for 10 minutes. I'll be sitting up to guide you through the meditation, but you can be in any position that you like. So once you get settled in, I invite you to draw your attention to your breath. Sensing the breath as it comes in through your nose, passing the throat, into the lungs, the sides, the front, and the back of your lungs, and your whole body. Sensing the movement of breath, the ebb and flow, sensing the pause and the release. Sensing the natural flow, the natural rhythm, without changing, fixing, modifying anything about this breath. And now I'll lead you through a body scan of which you may or may not stay completely alert for, but set an intention in this moment to stay alert for the body scan and to be present as we move through the body parts without judging, fixing, changing anything, just noticing. Just noticing as we move through the body, noticing our body parts integrated as a whole. So, noticing your left eye, your right eye, and both eyes. Noticing your nose, the air passing in, and noticing the inside of your mouth. Noticing the left ear, the right ear, both ears. Noticing your left shoulder, your right shoulder, and both shoulders. Noticing your left elbow, your right elbow, both elbows. Noticing your left wrist, your right wrist, both wrists. Noticing your left hand, your right hand, both hands. Noticing both arms, both shoulders, and your torso. Noticing your front and your back. Noticing your left hip, your right hip, your left knee, your right knee, your left ankle, your right ankle, your left foot, and your right foot. Noticing both feet, both legs, both hips. Noticing your whole body as an integrated wholeness, complete, just as it is in this moment. Nothing to change, fix, adjust, or modify. In this moment, you are whole and complete. Nothing to change, fix, analyze, or judge. In this moment, you are whole. As an integrated, living, breathing organism, your true nature, living, breathing as an integrated whole. Continue to stay present, breathing, all of your body's functions operating naturally, the respiratory system, the digestive system, your lymphatic system, your reproductive system, everything working as it should in this moment. And in this moment. And in this moment. Continue a few more moments. And begin now to return to the sound of my voice. Begin to enliven your senses, noticing the surface beneath you, any sounds from not only within your room, but maybe some distant sounds, picking up and naming what those sounds are, where they're coming from, and sensing maybe the temperature of your environment, temperature on the skin, and sensing the airflow across your skin as you breathe in and out. Maybe picking up on any smells, tastes, anything you might notice. And then begin to deepen your breath, maybe finding a little bit of movement that's coordinated with the breath, stretching out, wiggle fingers, toes, maybe rub the hands together. And if you are lying down and would like to roll to your side, maybe knees to chest, that's a little bit of additional movements, some bigger movements. And if you're sitting, then you can just do whatever movements call to you. And then wherever you are, if you'd like to meet me in a seated position, bringing the hands together in front of the heart in a universal gesture of gratitude, and the hands together. And we'll just take a moment of gratitude for the fact that we can move and breathe, and this felt sense of well being that comes from the yoga practice, or anything else you'd like to describe it, maybe peace, whatever it may be. Just take a moment to acknowledge that, thank it, and then release your hands and lift your gaze. It's been an honor to guide you in your practice today. Again, my name is Tonya, and if you would like to subscribe, it's easy to do. Just hit the bell icon to subscribe, and you'll also be notified of any upcoming classes that we have coming online. And then visit us on any social media platform to find out where we are, what our events are. We have some lots of things happening in the comeback yoga community. So hope to see you there in person or next time on the live session. Take good care and be very well. Thanks again.